Will Steven Universe be cancelled? Hello everyone, this is a Steven Universe discussion / theory video on the cancellation of Steven Universe. Now I know with everyone talking about Steven Universe being in quote-unquote trouble, or it being possibly cancelled, or it being targeted by Cartoon Network, so on and so forth. You've all heard this stuff from other YouTubers. I thought I'd give my views and points on it, and where this cancellation rumor and where those thoughts come from exactly, so let's just get right into it. Now I know the number one thing when it comes to this topic is a few things. Teen Titans Go takes up a lot of the schedule, over 50% most of the time now, even up to 60% sometimes, and Cartoon Network doesn't care about Steven Universe anymore, and because of that it's gonna get canceled, blah blah. You've all heard this stuff before. Well, here's a few things towards that. Yes, it is true Teen Titans Go takes up a huge percent of the schedule, and Steven Universe pretty much gets, at best, 10 to 20% of airtime compared to the beast that is Teen Titans Go. But honestly, from a business standpoint, Teen Titans Go makes them the most money, so it's just the most logical thing for them to keep airing the show over and over again. Yeah, we all know it's not the best, like in terms of quality, but, you know, in terms of just quantity and how much actual revenue it can make, they're going to keep airing it. Let me put it like this as well, if you still don't exactly believe me, or if you are just against that type of logic. Say if you tell a joke to, you know, a group of friends or just random people, say if you just keep telling that one joke over and over, and if it keeps making them laugh, here's the tricky thing, guys. You're most likely going to keep telling that same joke if it keeps making them laugh. It's just the right thing to do. We would all do it. It's just kind of common sense. We're all humans. If we tell like a stupid joke all the time, and if it makes our friends laugh, we're probably going to keep telling them that same joke no matter how old it gets. It's the same formula for Teen Titans Go. Makes them the most revenue, Cartoon Network's just going to keep airing it. But back to Steven Universe. Why Steven Universe doesn't get as much airtime compared to Teen Titans Go or Gumball, you know, another great show. I wouldn't even say another great show, but, you know, a great show on Cartoon Network, or even Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, because that's one of their new shows, so they're going to keep airing that as much as they can. Because compared to all of them, Cartoon Network just doesn't exactly know what to do with Steven Universe. It's honestly in an awkward state right now with this show, because with all the other shows mentioned and even a few more, is because Steven Universe has story to it, deep story, not even to like the simple level of We Bare Bears or Gumball, where it has a bit of story but it's more comedy. Steven Universe is pretty much vice versa. It's more story and then comedy. Story is always first, then the comedy. That's how it goes for Steven Universe, and it's pretty much always been that way. At least within, you know, the later seasons now. You could probably argue that with Season 1, maybe even been of 2, but 3, 4, they've been really stepping it up with the story and how deeper it gets and so on and so forth. So because of that, Cartoon Network just can't exactly play a bunch of episodes with one episode being about the cluster, the next being about Lars and Sadie, the next being about Tiger Millionaire, and then the next being about Jasper. They just can't exactly play those episodes randomly, because the story is just going to be completely out of flow. It just wouldn't exactly make any sense. And, you know, for example, for a kid that doesn't exactly watch Steven Universe on a daily basis or keep up with the story, they're always going to have questions about what's happening on screen, and if they don't exactly get their answer, which seems to be a trend with Steven Universe, they're just going to feel confused and just like feel like changing the channel or just like stepping away from the TV until Teen Titans Go or some other show with not too much confusing story comes on air. It would just make sense. Like, you wouldn't watch a show like, say, like 5 seasons in, because you're just going to have non-stop questions like, who's that? What are they doing? Why are they there? What's the purpose of all that? And Cartoon Network just can't do that for Steven Universe because, well, that's basically what it is. It has a lot of story to it, so they can't just air random episodes. Now, yes, I know there is the marathon method that they do, you know, with say, like, example, Peridot's redemption, so they're going to show a bunch of episodes with Peridot in it and her redemption, or Jasper's corruption, so a bunch of episodes that leads up to Jasper's corruption and everything like that, so on and so forth. But besides those marathons, CN just can't exactly throw an episode or two of Steven Universe and call it a day. Well, they kind of can, you know, with the new episodes that they've been doing, like the weekly episodes, but looking at the ratings, that doesn't do so well. Now, granted, that's mostly because Cartoon Network doesn't air a single promotion thing for Steven Universe, and even if they do, it's like through, you know, a series of events where it's other shows that are getting new episodes the same day or same week, and it's most likely just going to be overshadowed by the other shows. So, yeah, even if they do exactly promote it through TV, maybe even online, it's most likely not going to get, like, the biggest hype for the episode. That's why they usually stick with the bomb method for Steven Universe. But, here's the thing. Even with everything that I've just said, even with all that's happening, that does not mean it's going to get canceled. Everything I just said doesn't automatically mean the show is going to get canceled. Yeah, those are pretty bad traits for Steven Universe right now, but that doesn't mean it's going to get canceled. You have to be really bad to get canceled, like really bad. Steven Universe is pretty much only now starting to be bad. Other shows like Uncle Grandpa, they were pretty much bad from the beginning, and they're getting canceled, like definite canceled later on. Steven Universe is in a questionable spot right now, so that's where it comes from. That's where the so-called myth and illusion of like, what if it gets canceled? It's not going to happen. Because let's be real here, we still have another quote-unquote season, just more episodes, like a lot of episodes, mind you, to go by. And if anything, Steven Universe will end by the end of that season. And what I mean by end, I don't mean canceled. I mean it'll be finished in terms of story. It'll have an actual ending. Regular show and eventually Adventure Time will have an ending. Those two shows have an ending locked into their story. They have an ending and they completed it. It was a simple start to finish. 1% or 0% to 100%. Other shows like Clarence and Uncle Grandpa and even some old shows like Chowder and Flapjack, they didn't exactly finish their story. They got up to about 50, maybe 60% at best of their story, and then they just got cut off. It was simple as that. There was no other way because they weren't doing as well, wasn't much of a fan base, and people just plain out didn't like the show. So with all those against those types of shows, they're most likely going to get canceled. Plus, again, CN knows that Steven Universe is one of their best shows. As much as they don't air it, they know it's one of their best shows. So they're not going to exactly, you know, poke at it and say like, hey, you might get canceled. They're not even going to try and do stuff like that. There's a lot of people that just love the show. And if they cancel it, well, there's going to be, you know, a big amount of people that are going to start watching Nickelodeon and Disney from now on, if that happens. Steven Universe is getting merchandise. Don't worry about that as well. It's getting full soundtracks recently. It's getting toys, DVDs, books, games even. A lot of the other shows don't even, like, have that to a level. Yeah, they get one, maybe two of those, but not all of those. Steven Universe, no, it isn't going anywhere for a while. It honestly still has, at best, another 2 years, maybe a year or two to go. So, yeah, and if it does unexpectedly get quote-unquote canceled, then my bad. So, yeah, Steven Universe, no, it's not going to get canceled. But, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have any questions, comments, concerns, or any other discussion topics you guys want me to talk about. I'll try to answer them the best I can. Want to draw any fan for the channel, be greatly appreciated. My email will be in the description below, or you can send it to my Twitter, either or, whichever one you feel like. Leave a like if you like this video, subscribe if you want to, so it actually gives me a reason to wake up in the morning without crying myself to sleep later tonight. But yeah, have a great day, have a great night, and everything else you know what to do. Bye.